Hello, welcome back to Bucks County. We've got a lot of work that needs doing. All of our fields have now been spread with lime. As you can see, pH value is perfect. That's what we want to be seeing. But right now, we need to get a crack on and we need to do some planting. I'm trying to figure out where I put my planter and seeder because it seems to do everything. So that's always a good thing. There it is. Looks beautiful. But where, I think I left my cultivator over in that field. It does direct drill. It is a big beast. Does require a fair amount of horsepower. It is, the tractors we have are slightly underpowered to run this thing. But they do seem to pull it fine. I did try before I started. I haven't planted any fields yet. But this is where this thing comes in. It is the beautiful green beast. We need to give this thing a name. So we need to give this a name. And we need to give... Where are you? It's around here somewhere. There you are. So we need to give the Doots, we need to give this tractor a name. We also need to be giving a rather beastie name that is just sat in here as well. So in the comments section, let's come up with some names. We've got the Hulk, who is back over here now. We have Horse, which is our beautiful John Deere. Let's just get started up. And we have Lil Buddy. I love the sound of this tractor. It takes a while for you to be able to move whilst the engine warms up. But it's a cracking little motor. Gotta say, beautiful tractor. So let's come up with some names. There you go, let's get connected. Needs fertilizer. Oh, wrong way, Mr. P. Okay, so let's get out of here. This is a pretty wide machine. Does take solid fertilizer. Oh yeah, we do have a solid fertilizer point over here, which is always a good thing. Not that one, that one. That's what we want. Oh, that's not solid fertilizer. That's liquid fertilizer and herbicide. Right. So let's turn the engine up a minute. Does this have... Where are we? That's there. So we are over here somewhere. Over there, I believe. Let's just look for a big silo in the distance. There, over there. I knew it was somewhere around this way. Right, so... That's lime in the distance. That's herbicide, liquid fertilizer. I've got those points on here, you would have thought. That's lime. Doesn't look like there is solid fertilizer. How weird. Okay, well, let's buy one. I do think I did install one, I think. Liquid fertilizer filling station. Liquid fertilizer, solid fertilizer. I hope that it's gonna collide with an object. Of course you are. Why wouldn't you? I'm gonna put you. Can we snug you in a little bit more? That looks alright there, doesn't it? It's gonna be a bit of a pain if we do get chickens. But we could always drive in at the side of that bench, that's fine, I'm not really bothered about that. But the animations of this, oh, listen to that. As it starts up. There we go, the old girl. Beautiful. So the Lizard T150K. Come up with a name for this beautiful beast. We have this and the Doots, or Doots, however you want to pronounce it. Right, let's slow down, slow down. Right, fertilizer. Okay, that actually wasn't as costly as I thought it would be, which is always a bonus. But what are we going to get planted first? As I said, we are using simplified. Oops, stop there for a minute. We are using simplified season, so we can plant what we want when we want. But yeah, it's going to be. Well, we normally get asked. Where are we? Let's go. We normally get asked for oats, canola, and the like. So let's get some oats in the ground. We do own the horse paddock, I believe. Actually, I'll best check this first. There's the sheep. That's the horse pen. We do own the horse pen. So we could always, like I say, do some oats. Clear my throat. And have a couple of horses. Maybe do that. Right, anyway, let me get... water. Well, they didn't really take a lot of water, did they? How nice is that truck, though? Oh, nice. Alright, so let's get back in the beast. Right outside here, anyway, so... this side, I believe. Yep. Right, so what we are running is this. It is a beautiful machine. I think it's really nice. I mean, the attention to detail on these things is just absolutely outstanding. So, here we go. This does direct drill, but we don't need to worry about it. This field has been limed and cultivated. But we do know the pH levels. And nitrogen should go up with the fertilizer that we put in. It's a bit of a wibbly wobbly bob field, but I did plough it all out to create this field here. Before we started, this was all grass. If we do look at getting sheep, of course, then one of our fields, possibly a decent sized field, we will plant as grass. But that all depends. I am slightly looking at getting some horses. You know, because I don't think in many episodes I've really had horses. So, be a nice change. Oh, the old cedar just slipped a little bit then. Would you consider this a cedar or a planter? I don't know, because planters don't necessarily really direct drill, whereas cedars do. I'm probably wrong on that, but in game they generally don't. Genuinely, should I say, Mr. P. English is your first language, let's try and use it properly. But it's nice to get started, get some crops in the ground, get the old nutrient levels up in the field. Fertilizer's going down pretty slowly, which actually surprises me because this wasn't a field. We created this, it's the first time, you know, fertilizer is going in this ground. I thought it'd go down a lot faster, you know, needing all that nutrients for being a first time field. But apparently not. Which is good by me. We did have to buy a solid fertilizer feeding station. Filling station there, Mr. P. But I think we did alright. Only cost us a little bit just to get that little filling silo built, so it's always nice. Let's just turn. There we go. There we are. Let's lift it up. Let's turn it off for a minute. And other people that did have a couple of PSN requests. This here is my, is it the RTK? The one that helps the workers go faster and apparently perform better. I haven't seen them perform better, that's for sure. They always skip your field and go into a different field, but they definitely work faster. That's the only difference I've noticed. Definitely doesn't make the AI any smarter. But that's probably just me. Have you noticed a change using that? Because honestly, I definitely haven't. So this is going to be a nice oat field, that's for sure. I'm liking this plant. With this series, I did try to switch it up, use machinery that I've never used. Some machinery, obviously, we've used before. But the likes of this tractor, this, I would call it a seeder, you know, because like we're saying, direct drill. But yeah, it's nice to have a change, have a switch up. Just trying to concentrate and sat here with my tongue out. Does anyone else do that? When they're concentrating, for some reason they sit there and the tongue starts sticking out. I just noticed that recently a friend of mine was saying, when you concentrate, you stick your tongue out. I'm like, okay. Does anybody else do that, or is it just a weird Mr. P thing? You start concentrating, you know, you get in the zone, and your tongue starts sticking out. Probably just me being weird. There we go, is that? Yeah, that is okay. So you'll have to let me know, what else should we get planted in our fields? We've got oats going in this one. Obviously that's going to give us a decent amount of straw. So plus if I'm thinking about, you know, possibility of looking at horses, we're definitely going to be needing the oats. We're definitely going to be needing a grass field, because they will need hay, I believe. It's been that long since I've got horses. It doesn't tell you what they need, I believe, until you've actually got them. Well, let's just actually check that out. Oh, it does tell you now. Yeah, food, oats, hay, water and straw. Yeah, so we are going to need straw for the horses, or well, if you're going to get horses, you know, you really want to be getting more than one. But as you know, with console, to get a horse to start off with, they are free. They are zero, obviously. You have to feed them, you have to take them out riding, and riding them actually increases their worth from nothing to, I think the most you can get is it 50,000? I believe is the most you can get for a horse. I'm not entirely sure, because, you know, with seasons and everything, it brings in the different breeds. So I wouldn't quote me on it, but I do believe it used to be 50,000 was the best price you could get for your horse, and that's if it was fully trained. You have to clean it, obviously, scrub it down with the old brush. Look after your horse looks after you. Same as the equipment. You know, at some point, when it's after it's been like a couple of seasons, should we switch up equipment? You know, I'm one of those people. You think realistically, really, would you do that like every couple of seasons? Realistically, if you've got a machine that's working perfect, just put the hours on it. But that's probably just me, because I'm tight-fisted. But, you know, when you play your games, and, you know, it's just your casual game you're playing, you say you've done like 3 seasons, do you think to yourself, you know, let's switch up the equipment, possibly a change of seeder or planter, or obviously harvester, because that puts in a lot of work. And you know, when you're playing, you always have that one tractor You know, you're like, oh yeah, you'll have like 4 or 5 tractors on the farm. There's always one that you end up using more than anything, which I've found to be the case. Which on 6 Ashes, I do believe it is the John Deere. That is our go-to vehicle for most jobs. I'm trying to think, what is it on Brazil? Brazil will probably be, you know, the horse, doing all the big pulling and lifting. Whereas on this map, we've got these 2 big beasts. We've got this one, and we do have the portrait, which is sat over there in the field, connected to the, trying to think, the John Deere high-speed disc. Whoa, 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 Mr. Pete. You know, you're going to end up missing a little piece. So rather than just kind of try and wiggle around, we'll just straighten back out. There we go. But still, do you like these tractors? I absolutely love these things, especially the little Zeta that we have with the additional lights. That's a nice mod, and at night, I tell you, it doesn't half kick out some beams of light, which is what you want, because sometimes there are certain tractors and equipment in the game where you don't really want to work at night because it's just too difficult to see. The lights aren't that good. So it's nice to see that with some mods additional lights can be added. Definitely a bonus for me. And YouTube, I swear YouTube really doesn't like it when you harvesting at night. For some reason it looks fine when you're recording and when you're playing, but as soon as, I don't know what YouTube does to it, but as soon as you upload it to YouTube, it looks really, really dark, and you're like, okay. So you do try to compensate for the darkness, unless you've got, like I said, a bit of equipment that kicks out some really good beams. And let's lift up. Couldn't have timed that stop any better, could I? Look at that. It's like I knew what I was doing. Right, there we go, down we go. Let's just wiggle around a bit. But like I say, you'll have to let me know in the comment section down below, what do we plant in our fields? Simplified seasons, we plant what we want, but just take into account we don't have cotton equipment, we don't have the potato equipment, and we don't have sugar beet equipment. Everything else we can pretty much do, you know, but now, is there a certain crop you want to put in? You know, around where you are, you know, is it just the corn and beans, or cereal crops like the UK and potatoes? So around where I am, it's pretty much potatoes. Potatoes, cabbage, cauliflower, the occasional carrots, maybe. Just depends if there's a call for it. Ooh, if there's a call for them, really. But mainly cabbage and potatoes around where I am are the main thing, which I would love to see, you know, on this game. The likes of carrots, cauliflower, cabbage, you know, peas, lentils, that kind of thing. I really would love to see that on console, but I know it's going to be a big, big ask, because it probably has to be scripted in. There are certain maps with additional, oh, missed a piece there, with additional crops. And if I remember rightly, I do think when you use precision farming, when you plant soybeans, I don't think it adds the fertilizer stage. It doesn't use fertilizer, I believe. If you do know about that, let me know in the comments. I'd love to have your input. As you know, 9 times out of 10, I only learn things because you let me know in the comments. And I gotta say, I appreciate everybody that, you know, takes time to help me out. I don't know everything, and I never claim to know everything. I'm just thankful you guys and girls, I'll say that, let me know about things. There we go. Oh, ain't gonna be much left of this field, and it's nearly done. So I will show you afterwards, you know, the power requirement of this seeder slash planter slash whatever it is a lot higher than, you know, the power this tractor can put out, horsepower wise. But seems to be working perfect. I was a bit hesitant when I first put this seeder slash planter slash whatever on, that the tractors I had might not be able to do it. But I did a little test plant and then obviously harvested over it. Then cultivated over it just to make sure, and it seemed to run fine. It's like I was saying, you know, that John Deere high-speed disc that the Duke's pulling, that says in the information things that it requires 500 horsepower. There is that Deutz is nowhere near 500 horsepower. I think the top spec of that is like 160 to either 165, I believe. But it is nowhere near 500 horsepower. There is no way. But still pulls it fine. Alright, that. Swing up. I love the turning circle on this. And the Deutz. You know, can it be a bit of a plane? Bit of a plane? Bit of a plane, Miss P. Bit of a plane. But, right, let's just quickly lift up so I don't want to drive over this side again. There we go. Reverse nice and slowly. Just to get that piece down here. There we go. There we are, lined up again. Probably be a little couple of pieces that I miss here and there. But realistically, are you going to be able to have this view in real life? Unless you can have a drone in the air all the time tracking you. Pretty much not. Like over there, I see a little piece that I've missed. The turning circle though is brilliant. Down we go. There we are. Seems to be doing an alright job. Then what we'll do, we'll get out, we'll have a look at the nitrogen levels, if it's been affected at all. Should be, because it is getting fertilizer in the ground. Not much of it, as you can see. Still on 96%. So it's not really putting down that much fertilizer. Like I say, it has surprised me a lot. Because I thought, with it being a newly created field, I thought it would take a fair amount of fertilizer. But that's not the case. Which is happy for me, because it means I save on money. Alright, come on. And then just a little piece just here. Down we go. There we are. Get these little pieces, that's my OCD will kick in. And down here as well. There we are, so that should just, oh, didn't mean to turn that off, meant to turn the planter off. Good go, Mr. Pete. So if we look now, go up, there we go. Right, so that is this field done. Let's go in here. As you can see, this field is a mixture of loamy sand and sandy loam. Isn't fantastic, because I do believe the best soil type you can get is loam. So it's fantastic that the majority of 9, 16 and 17 and 28, as you can see, 25, I mean the majority of our fields are loam, which is pretty good. Which is nice to see. All of our soil samples are done. We don't need to worry about that. And honestly, I'm not sure if over the seasons, do you know, if you've been using precision farming for a while and done a couple of seasons, does the soil type change over a set period of seasons? It'd be nice if it does. You know, if you make my throat, you make your soil consistency better. You know, does that affect the soil type? Like, say if you've got like sandy loam or loamy sand, if you put so much nutrients into it, you know, over a set period of seasons, can you get it to loam, or like the best stage you can get? I don't know. Alright, so what are we on? 834 litres, that's fine. So what we'll do is we'll swing around. We'll switch out to... Let's do a little bit of corn, why not? Put some corn in this little field over here. I think it'll look nice pulling in over that part, and you see some corn in this field. Oh, slow down, slow down, slow down. And for potatoes, I've been informed that, you know, with how big the fields are on this map, it's not going to be the best thing to have the little massy setup. Makes me sad, but you know, realistically, yeah, it's true. It would just take far too long with the size of these fields. I mean, if you do plant potatoes in the size of these fields, you best be prepared to spend a lot of time off screen harvesting. I mean, real life hours, it's going to take you a fair few. So you want to take into account that it's going to take a long time. I mean, I give my hand out, I take my hat off, should I say, to Joseph Farmer. He's planted a big field with potatoes. I wish you all the best with that one. It's definitely going to take you some time to harvest those. Wow, the seed really isn't going down that bad. And we're still on 95% on fertilizer. And my throat is really croaky. I've got a drink at the side of me. But, yeah. It's like I'm talking with a load of sand in my mouth. Lift up. And just be able to swing around like this on that axis. I mean, fantastic. I mean, if ever you want some tractors, I mean, that beautiful John Deere that we have in 6 Ashes, the horse, I mean, that is an amazing tractor, lots of power. It can pretty much do anything you want it to. I mean, this tractor, 160 to 165 horsepower, like I said, I do believe it's one or the other. I know one's got 165, the other one's got 160. Can't really remember whether it's this one or the other one that we have over there. But, you know, I wanted these tractors in this Let's Play, and then I was thinking to myself, well, you know, what equipment are these things going to be able to power that's going to be big enough where you're not going to be spending most of your time off screen planting your field? And I mean, this isn't the biggest seeder that you can get, but I actually think it suits these machines. I've never used it. Nice tidy mod. Lizard brand. If you do know the original name of this seeder, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. It'd be nice to know what it is. Like, if it's on PC and it has its real name, you know, I'd like to know what it is. It does remind me of a case planter. It does remind me of a case planter. Possibly the sunflower planter. The sunflower is the name. So, let me know in the comments if you know. But as you can see, right now, nitrogen levels are good. If we look down, oh, perfect over... Oh, it was perfect a minute ago. Where'd you go? There we go. Perfect. So, nitrogen levels are there. The pH levels are where they need to be. Which is fantastic. Really does add a new dynamic to the farm sim game, especially for console players like myself. And is there a gap up here I missed? Could have sworn there's a gap. Obviously Mr. P was wrong. Mr. P, shut your mouth. Put your tractor and the planter or seeder slash whatever it is away, and that is a point. Let's check. Just leave the engine running. Let's check. I keep forgetting that I get out on the right hand side. Really confusing. So let's get on over here. Put the help window on. What we at? Fermenting silage 25%, but we have a lot of silage here. I think it's like over 400,000 litres of silage. Definitely enough to keep the cows going, because that's all we're going to be giving them. We're not messing about with TMR. But that is 2 fields planted. We've got corn in the small one, which we've literally just done. And we have oats in our newly created field just over there as well. But that is going to be the end of this episode. Let me know in the comment section what you want planted. If I just cut the engine off, we'll get on over here and we'll have a look at the fields. So let's have a quick look. My throat. So we have corn in this small field here. We have oats in this field just here. But let's get on to this map. It's going to be easier. What should we plant in the rest of our fields? If we zoom out a little bit, we've got fields 44, 25, 24, 7, 4, 20, 19, 18, 9, 16, 15, which is the 2 small areas either side. 16 obviously is the one around our big millennial farmer silo. 17 is the one at the side of the farm, and we have little 28, which is literally just in front of the farm. Let me know what we're going to be planting in those fields. Simplified seasons. We can't do potatoes. We can't do sugar beets. We can't do... which is on this. Can't do potatoes. Can't do sugar beets. Can't do cotton. And we can't do poplar. And we can't do sugar cane. I knew there was always one I missed, and you guarantee the one I missed put somebody would probably pick. But we can plant wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflower, soybean, corn, oilseed radish. Obviously, that's cover crop. We do need to plant some grass in one of the fields. It needs to be a fair amount of grass, obviously, because we're going to be needing some hay at some point if we do look at getting possibly sheep. We do own the sheep pen. And we do own the horse pen as well. So let me know down in the comment section, what do we plant in what field. Till then, I hope you enjoyed this episode of seeing this beautiful beast in action with this brand new planter or seeder or whatever it is. Till then, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you all real soon here. Pretty soon. Beautiful map. But a beautiful tractor. See you all real soon.